Okay, so this is a 1989 MCI 102A3, I believe. And this one, boy, we have a heck of a story for this guy to tell you in a minute here about, I'm gonna call it highway robbery. He had a breakdown on the road and had to get it fixed, and it was astronomical price. And then after he tells the story, I'll kind of tell you what it would have been if we would have done that kind of work and how much it should have cost. He really got ripped off. Absolutely crazy amount. So we'll go ahead and start with that story, and then we'll get into the rest of the video. But this bus is here for general maintenance. We're going to go through and kind of do a safety inspection on it, see if anything is standing out to us, check it for air leaks like we normally do, and then go through the wheels, the hubs, the brakes, take a look for oil leaks and things like that too. So just general safety inspection, go through it, and but let's get into the story here that you find out it's going to make you sick.
Oh, I can use the shop's name. I'll tell you straight up. Brock Diesel Repair.
He just had a new blower put on it. He broke down, and the blower went out, and to replace the blower
And the turbo. Brock Diesel Repair in Wisconsin. $19,700.
They didn't even, you're missing a clamp on your turbo, by the way. There's supposed to be a clamp that goes right around that housing between the turbo and it's missing on there, right there. It's on the exhaust side of the turbo, so it's not going to affect the performance at all or anything. But for $19,000, you should have got a clamp on it.
Yeah.
Holy cow! This video is sponsored by Extra. Extra makes these amazing, super slim, easy to use wallets. They have a large variety of wallets to choose from. This card holder one here holds up to 12 different cards. It has this awesome sliding mechanism that when you pull the trigger, the cards just pop out for easy access. You also have this money clip on here. And then in this one, behind the money clip, I have this extra feature. It's a tracker finder card. You can use the Apple Find My with this card. It's rechargeable. You just hook it up and it charges it. And if you lose your wallet, it'll play a tone and you can easily find it. Losing your wallet will no longer be an issue with this. Not only can you use the sliding mechanism to store your favorite cards, but you can also store more cards on the back side of the wallet. And this wallet comes with built-in RFID protection. That makes it really convenient where people can't steal your information when getting close to your wallet. This is the Parliament wallet. This one comes in up to 6 different colors. It also has the RFID blocking built into it, holds up to 12 cards plus cash. There's an extra pocket for cards and cash as well, and it's environmentally certified premium leather. From now until February 14th, they're having a Valentine's sale. You can save up to 30% off. And if you use the code BUSGreaseMonkey, you'll unlock additional savings at checkout. So click the link in the description below. And thanks again to Extra for sponsoring this video. Okay, so obviously they didn't get the turbo pipe sealed up very well for it to have that kind of a exhaust leak on it, but that happens. Those clamps can go kind of wonky on there, or there's some rust on there. But we recently had an MCI in here that we replaced the blower on, and we had about 4 hours of labor in it. To replace the blower, you have to remove the turbo. So if they replace the turbo anyways, if you're replacing the blower, the turbo's coming off. So there's no additional labor in replacing the turbo. There's about a $5 part. There's one gasket on the bottom where the turbo drains, a little O-ring thing that goes on there. Other than that, there's no other specific parts that go with it. Everything else is getting reused. So there's literally, if you're replacing the blower, there is no extra labor to replace the turbo, 0. But even if it was, for us to have that turbo off, if I said an hour, that would be a crazy number. Probably have it off in less than a half hour. An hour would be off and back on. The blower, same thing. It's about an hour to take it off. But even if you don't know what you're doing and it takes you a little longer, let's say, maximum 5 to 6 hours of labor to do that. I can't imagine it ever taking more than that just to do that. That's crazy. A reman blower, we can usually get for sometimes as low as $1,200, but even if $1,500 to $1,800 would be the high side. So even if you figured it at $2,000 for the part for that at the absolute high with their markup or whatever they're doing, that should have not been more than $2,000 for the parts on the blower. And then the turbo, we can usually get those. If it's reman, you can usually get them for, let's say $1,500. That's on the high side. Again, let's round up to $2,000. But if he would have contacted me, I have a good used 6V92 TA turbo here from an MCI, I would have sold them for like $800. So he could have shopped around and found some really good prices on stuff, but they completely screwed him on those prices. And then the labor again, even if he rounded up to 10 hours maximum, there's no way that he should have been paying, almost $20,000 just to have that done. That's absolutely crazy. So anyways, that's about what it would be for that job. It's very easy. The turbo comes right off the top right there. The blower comes right out. This belt, you loosen tension on it, comes right off. It's not in your way anymore. An MCI, you got complete access on the side. There's a huge compartment to get to the rear stuff on the blower. You can just literally climb yourself right. I can climb in here, and I'm a big guy. So that's just crazy. He really got ripped off. What a great video to have sponsored by a wallet commercial, right? He needed his wallet for that one. There would have been a blower installation gasket set that comes with all the gaskets for the blower as well. That's like $120 plus shipping as well. That bill didn't include towing. Towing was separate. He had it towed about 35 miles, and that was another $2,200. Okay, so what's going on with the electrical?
Right now, if you're running down the road and you ain't got no lights or anything on, the bus shows to be fine. As soon as you hit your brake pedal, you get a loop ground between the park lights and the brake lights. Makes your park lights come on, everything, when you hit the brake pedal.
Okay. And it's not tripping a breaker though, but just all that stuff is coming on?
No. Now, you go up here, and I scrubbed some dirt down there. But if you start the bus up, anything right now, and got the brake off, if you turn your headlights or park lights on, it does the same thing. Makes your brake light switch right here come on.
Okay.
Because you very well see here.
Is this a regular 4-speed in here, or is there something else?
5.
5-speed? Okay.
Right there, you push your brake off. Everything's fine. All right, brake light's working like it's supposed to. All right, if you turn that off, watch this. Get a ground. Turn your park lights on, you get a ground.
Huh. What's the air pressure at right now?
About 110.
Oh, okay. So it's not dropping super fast.
What it does on the air is it'll build up real quick, fall back pretty quick, build right back up real quick.
Okay. So it's cycling the compressor continuously.
Yes.
All right. Let me get the shop open. We're going to pull you in the shop here on this side, and then we'll go from there. Well, I need to find the wiring diagram on this and the electrical system on here, which is section 7 in his book. His book goes from section 5, and then the next page is section 9. So 6 and 7 are missing from this book. Maybe they just got misplaced in here, but I didn't see them. I just scrolled through the whole thing. That sucks. I found it. So here's the wiring diagram. My God. It's gonna take a minute to try and figure out where things could tie in together on the ground side for the parking lights, parking brake lights, and then the, sounds like the running lights. That's gonna take a little looking into. The print couldn't be any smaller than that. Okay, at least it's here. You want to guide him in? You can cut it this way now. Good. Straighten it out. Have him straighten his wheel. Turn that way. Just turn the wheel that way. Pull forward. That's good. Yeah, I would say that's leaking a lot, and that should be the sight gauge right there that hasn't been checked in about 10 years.
Well, it takes 30 quarts.
But this turbo leak here, clearly that's costing him some horsepower. Oh, it's done it over here too, it looks like. How's that manifold around that side look? Yeah, just how it's oil's all over it. That's the sight glass right there. That wipe that sight glass off with that paper towel, Jonathan. Let's see if there's anything in the sight glass.
This guy here?
Yep. Oh, is this the plug? Or is it a sight glass? That's a sight glass. Can't really see anything. Looks to be not in the sight glass. Yeah. There is a pretty significant oil leak. You can see the oil running down. It's all pooling up here. And it's coming. I'm gonna say it's come from where that Permatex got used there. Where you see all the cleaned off oil is at. They would have had that cover off to pull the blower drive shaft. Somewhere in that area, but it's definitely coming from something to do with that blower installation. So on this MCI, it's 24 volts. There's two 12-volt batteries, and there's a 12-volt tap in there that goes to the 12-volt headlights. So the headlights are on 12 volt. And most buses that are 24 volt, there's a Vanner equalizer that powers the headlights for 12 volt if they do that. They don't tap between the two batteries, and then they constantly balance the two batteries back out. But here, as you're gonna see, let's do this. Try and do this with one hand. And this battery is at 12.4. And you see that little line right there that's all corroded. That is going to for the headlight tap. Okay, let's see. This battery is at 12.0. So 12.0, I forgot what I said. And 12.4. So they're definitely not, 12.5. They're definitely not equalized. And he just replaced this battery, and this one's old. So they're not gonna like that either, one being old, one being new. But he needs to make sure these get charged, put a maintainer on them or something so that they're always, because the alternator is just charging 24 volts across them. So if one gets down low, the 24 volt will just kind of come up this way. It'll never bring them back equal. So that if one gets low, which is always gonna be this one over here, it's just, there's no way to bring it all the way back up to 100%. So that needs to be changed. Okay, so keep an eye on the air pressure here. We do not have a large air leak. He said when he's driving down the road, that the air compressor keeps cycling on and off. So the pressure builds up to 120, then it drops down to 100, and it goes back up to 120 or somewhere around there. So I thought, well, since it's not really leaking, I had the bus chalked right now. Let me try releasing the parking brake, which is going to drop a little bit when I do that. And it's not the parking brake, because sometimes holding back the parking brake, if there's a leak in a diaphragm, that would cause it to leak. But other than that, the only other thing is, when he's going down the road, he has the automatic door latch. So if the door lock is leaking a lot, I can feel air leaking out of the door latch. That must be what's taking all of his air. It's still not really bad though. The only other thing, the belt tensioners would be on right now where it's at. I don't understand what's making it cycle like that, unless there's a problem with the governor. So you can maybe check that. Yeah, it's barely leaking at all. Okay, so tomorrow we're going to get it up in the air and get up under there and start checking everything out on it. But that's where we're at now. That electrical system issue, that's going to be a little bit of time-consuming thing. So we'll get into the diagram, and maybe I'll post some pictures of it and some more information as we get into it. And some of you guys want to help do some diag on it for us and save us some time from looking up things like that. That might help this guy out, save him some time to help make up for what he just got screwed over with.
See that white smoke rising up the holler through the trees, and from a mile away you can hear them play as they climb that hill with ease. At the top of that mountain there's a new life waiting for those who can make the run. If they can make it to the top, Scott will put them in the shop till their new life has begun. Mountain, where the buses come to run. Bus Grease Mountain, we're gonna get that big job done.